Hey, everybody, welcome to another episode of Be Affirmed. I'm your host, B. Collier Speaks, and I am so excited that you came to spend a little time with me today. Whether you're starting your day with me or ending it, this is our safe place where we can reclaim our day and life. This is your essential place for affirmation, mentorship, and leadership. Let's get ready to be affirmed. Last season, I had a segment where we talked about forgiveness. Now, last season, I kind of eased you into the conversation, but today I want to jump full circle into this conversation about forgiveness. Over the last few months, I have been working on the process of forgiving myself and other people for being human. I know that sounds like a very big thing because it's like, Brian, you should know people are human. But can I ask you a question? How often do you find yourself upset at people for making mistakes that you would not make? Seems really easy, doesn't it? To find yourself in the position to be inconvenienced by someone else's decision that you think is really intentional. But here's the reality of what I've learned. Come on, lean in, friends. The reality is they're not always doing it on purpose. Now, I'm not going to gaslight you. Yes, there are some people out there that are intentionally doing things to emotionally or mentally harm you. Yes, cool. They knew what they were doing. But let me ask you this question. Do you really think it's everybody? Do you really think everybody is out there trying to deceive you, trying to harm you, trying to mess up your plans? No. So, where's the common denominator in all of that? That's right, it's you and me. We are the common denominators. It's our expectations of other people. So, I want to talk about today how you can work, and we can work, and I can work on forgiving other people, which in the large scheme of things is having a healthier expectation for people to be human. If I have an orange in this hand and I squeeze this orange really hard into a cup, what's going to be in that glass? Orange juice, right? It's never going to be lemon juice. It's never going to be pineapple juice. Yet every day, in multiple situations with other people, we find ourselves squeezing them, trying to get us out of them. And all it does is frustrate us because we have such a desire to see things the way we want to see them and to have them done the way we want them done that we don't give people the freedom to just be themselves. Come a little closer. I'm sorry I'm in your business today. I know. But have you ever been frustrated because someone expected something of you that you weren't able to give them because it just wasn't who you were? It wasn't your style. It wasn't your essence. It wasn't your flavor. They wanted you to be what their mother had always been to them. They wanted you to be what another coworker or a previous person in that position. They wanted you to be what another friend was, and that's not what you brought to the table. So what I'm really saying to you is simply this. The same way you don't want someone else putting you in the box of someone else, you've got to stop putting people in the box to expect you from them. We've got to be released and relieved of our expectations of other people to be something that they cannot be. Let me ask you a question. The person that you're frustrated with, is this the first time they've done it? Probably not. Are they doing it intentional in a malicious way? If they're not doing it intentionally to hurt you and it's just a part of who they are, I'll probably go out there and say, your problem is just forgiving them of your own expectations. Do me a favor, take a deep breath in. Let that deep breath out. Come on, take it in with me. Let it out. You've got to let go of those expectations. You've got to let go of the expectations of perfection that you've created that don't exist for anybody else. It's funny, I was having a conversation with my sister earlier, and she told me that there was a part that I needed to add to a conversation, and it may turn into another segment, but I'm going to pause and say it here. You are too hard on yourself. The expectation that you even have of yourself has made you feel like you are not far enough, like you're not doing enough, like you haven't already achieved great things because your expectation is too high. Guess what? You need to forgive yourself. You need to release yourself of the shackles of expectation. Friends, it's too heavy. It's too hard. It's too difficult. And so you go to sleep and you wake up every morning with these to-do lists where you feel unaccomplished, where you feel like you haven't given enough, said enough, done enough, when in reality, you've given your best. Let perfect go. Forgive yourself of the expectations that you've created. Okay, Bryant, that's great. You've said that. I'm going to turn this podcast off, and then I'm going to go right back into that same mode again. How do I get out of that expectation? My therapist helped me with this in a conversation that we had, so I'm going to pass this little nugget off from her. And by the way, let me put a plug in here. I'm not your therapist. I'm just one of your inspirational mentoring guides. I recommend you find someone professional to chat with. My therapist, love her, shout out to her. She gave me this help, and I'm going to pass it off to you as just a friendly nugget. She said, you've got to start asking yourself when you see those expectations, who came up with that standard? Who said that that is the standard? Check the source. Is it valid? Is it credible? And yes, my friend, you may not be a valid voice to say whether or not that standard is good enough because you've been too hard on yourself. You've probably been hard on yourself because you're trying not to be your mother or your father. You're trying not to be that person that was your superhero that you finally one day saw their human side. Or maybe you're trying to be just like someone else that you saw and you saw that they were perfect. You put in your mind that they're the standards, but what you don't see is the struggle that they have as well. I want you to imagine every successful person you've ever seen, every person you've ever dreamed to be, every person you've ever come in contact with. All of those people have had failures in their life. All of those people have stumbled. All of those people have had places in their life where they have literally wanted to throw in the towel. You know what they did that you call successful? They made a decision to keep going. So here, friend, this is what I want you to do. I want you to exchange the standard that you have to be perfect, to have everything together, and I want you to exchange it for determination to just give it your all. Every day of the week, every hour of the day, every project that comes to you, just make the promise, I'm going to give it my all. And when you don't give it your all, try again. The only person who is on your back about your success is yourself. Give yourself a break. Take a moment to breathe. Because you will spend so much time trying to be successful that success may come and slap you in the face and say, and you may say to success, you're not enough. You're doing great. You've accomplished so much. I just need you to focus on you, your life, your heart, your mind, your soul, so that you can show up as the best version of yourself. Thank you for spending time with me today. I hope you enjoyed it. And until next time, be affirmed.